Hey, can you look out your window right now?
Yeah.
Can you see a guy at about 4,000 feet, about 5 east of your airport right now? Looks like he's...
Yeah, I see him.
You see a guy, look, is he descending for the building also?
He's descending really quick, too, yeah.
Well, that's
2,500 feet now. He just dropped 800 feet in like one sweep.
That's another situation. What kind of airplane is that? Can you guys tell?
I don't know. I'll read it out in a minute. Another one just hit the building.
Wow. Another one hit hard. Another one just hit the World Trade.
The whole building just came apart.
Holy smokes.
Oh, shit!
Several floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Hold on just a moment. We got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
Okay.
Boom!
Oh, man. What the fuck's going on?
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Do you see this aircraft? I've got it all.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, that's terrorist shit, bro.
That is it. This is terrorist.
That's terrorism.
This is terrorist. Shoo! You saw that plane went in through?
The terrorist practice a fringe form of Islamic extremism that has been rejected by Muslim scholars and the vast majority of Muslim clerics, a fringe movement that perverts the peaceful teaching of Islam. The terrorist directive commands them to kill Christians and Jews, to kill all Americans, and make no distinctions among military and civilians, including women and children. This group and its leader, a person named Osama bin Laden, are linked to many other organizations in different countries, including the Egyptian Islamic Jihad and the Islamic movement of Uzbekistan. There are thousands of these terrorists in more than 60 countries. They are recruited from their own nations and neighborhoods and brought to camps in places like Afghanistan, where they are trained in the tactics of terror. They are sent back to their homes or sent to hide in countries around the world to plot evil and destruction. The leadership of Al-Qaeda has great influence in Afghanistan and supports the Taliban regime in controlling most of that country. In Afghanistan, we see Al-Qaeda's vision for the world. Afghanistan's people have been brutalized. Many are starving, and many have fled. Women are not allowed to attend school. You can be jailed for owning a television. Religion can be practiced only as their leaders dictate. A man can be jailed in Afghanistan if his beard is not long enough. The United States respects the people of Afghanistan. After all, we are currently its largest source of humanitarian aid, but we condemn the Taliban regime.
After learning more about 9/11, we were curious to see the overall image that people have of terrorists. So, we interviewed the younger generation to see exactly what their perception of these so-called terrorists are.
Do you feel uncomfortable flying on planes after 9/11?
No, because I stepped up the security game, so I don't think it's any unsafe than it was.
No.
Yeah, and they're dangerous things. Well, I mean, they're dangerous to begin with, though. Like, they're gonna fucking crash on pretty...
No.
What would you expect a terrorist to look like?
Big beard, and one of those things wrapped around their head.
Real Irish. Just neck beard, full on, just car bombs. Ugh, nasty fellows. Ugh. We should genocide those guys.
I don't know. I don't know.
I like a wrap around his head.
What do terrorists do? What have they done?
Blow shit up and cause mayhem.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
I guess they hate us. Hate Americans. Part of the religion, I guess. I don't know.
Car bombs. Just that and 9/11, I guess. I don't know. You mentioned that earlier, so I guess I'll go with that.
9/11 happened, and I don't know much about terrorists, but it seemed pretty bad.
We realized how misinformed these kids are and just how dramatically the media has been able to erase all of their ideas of who exactly these terrorists were. There's such a strong misconception about Middle Eastern people. After talking to the kids, we decided to ask people who had lived through 9/11 and who remembered it more vividly.
After hearing about 9/11, have your views of like flying on planes changed? Are you more scared or anxious?
I was initially after it happened, but it didn't last long when nothing really bad happened. But I do remember hearing like someone yelling in the cockpit one time when I was on a flight, and then it turned out just to be a baby that was crying that was up there. But I did panic inwardly for about 10 seconds, and then I'm like, calm down, hey.
No. They wouldn't let any planes in the air, but I wouldn't have been afraid to fly in one.
Well, considering I haven't been rich enough to take many flights, no, I never felt weird about it at all. Yeah, you know, fear leads to the dark side, so I'm trying to keep the fear down a little bit.
When you hear the word terrorist, what's like the first image that comes to your head? What kind of person?
I feel so racist. I just saw someone in my head, yeah, that was probably Middle Eastern. I need absolution now. No, it is bad, but there it is, yeah.
George Bush. Or a lot of other Republicans.
The Midwestern American militia guy that wants to just wreak havoc. Of course, after 9/11, you think of Arabic Muslim people as terrorists, but that it's a stereotype, a horrible stereotype that I think you could easily fall into. And terrorists come in all shapes and sizes. Anybody, any group of people that is pushed down to the point where they have nothing left except random violence left in their arsenal against I don't know how should I put it, the bigger powers that be, then you're going to get a terrorist. I mean, you're getting terrorists in China, you know, and a lot of them, yes, the Muslim people of the world are definitely persecuted more in some places and judged.
Run for office.
What have terrorists done? What have you heard about terrorists doing?
Well, there was the foiled Under-Bomber plot, and there was the Boston Marathon thing that was...
Well, the 9/11 attack, and there was the attack on the embassy, and there was the Oklahoma City bombing by those redneck terrorists. Which other ones? Which other terrorist attacks? Oh, the Japanese subway in Tokyo, when they put the poisonous gas into the subway system. The cult that did that. Charles Manson, that was pretty terrible.
As one can see, people who lived through this event and who remember it had a much broader view of who may have been responsible. Their idea of a terrorist was much more broad as well.